Hey there, Horne-Ellstrom here. Welcome to day 1864 of What You Up To Now, documenting the journey originally as I transitioned from the brick and mortar corporate world of businesses to the online world of business. And now I hop on and I share a couple pieces of content, what I'm doing, what I'm working on, when it's appropriate for me to disclose that. I'm working on some new projects with new teams that we have confidentiality agreements to protect ourselves and one another, and we don't share things until we all agree on what will and will not be shared and when it's right to launch it into the world, etc. Learned a lot about that in corporate America, as well as when we were developing an app, a phone app for social. And what doesn't work, boy, some huge lessons learned there I could share someday. So today we're talking about beliefs for the Get Your Goals annual challenge. This month we're focusing on mental health, mental well-being, are the mental aspects of our life, right? Last month we focused on the emotional aspects. This month we'll focus on mental. I think next month we'll do spiritual, then we'll do physical, then we'll do, I don't know what order we'll do them in. We'll do all 9 areas. We'll focus on them for a month as part of the goals challenge. We'll set goals for that area. We set goals, emotional goals that we want to achieve this year. We'll do the same thing for mental and all the other areas of our life. And we'll also run through the SOAP framework at least once, because I think it's such a powerful tool to make sure we're installing it in our subconscious. So we have that process to make sure we're always going to get the best possible results for us at any given time. Sometimes we have a lot of de facto processes that just run on autopilot in our subconscious. And beliefs really are that. They're things that we've decided that are true for us, and they're not necessarily true, and they're not even necessarily true for us, much less other people, but on our subconscious we've decided that they are true. They match our identity. They're who we are. They're the beliefs we have about ourselves, about the world, about how things work, about what isn't true or a reality to us. And so I shared a process today on how to change those beliefs. I think last year I shared a 10-step process, which is a lot like this one, but I tailored it to our mental well-being. We want to pick a mental belief, like maybe, and I used to believe this, I used to think I was not very smart. I thought I was stupid in grade school for a lot of reasons that are absolutely positively no longer true, because I know I'm not stupid, but my subconscious, because of a couple things that happened to me, in like first grade, kept telling me that I wasn't very smart and things were hard for me. And the truth is they actually weren't, and I was really, really smart. I just could not physically see. I had really, really bad vision, and nobody ever knew it. So until I was like 11, we figured it out. And then I went from not being able to see leaves on trees to realizing, oh my gosh, trees actually have leaves on them that you can see, and flowers and birds. There's birds and planes and stuff in the sky. So it's really interesting. And I think I appreciate it all the more, and the lessons I learned from that, because of my vision now. So shared that process, and we're going to try that process on for size today. And I had something that happened yesterday that it was like perfect timing for me to personally go back and use this step-by-step process. So if you're curious about that, you're welcome to check it out. It's on my Sharon Horne-Ellstrom page, the same page. Just check out the Get Your Goals Annual Challenge, day 61. Now, our idiom to kind of coincide with this month, I'm trying to pick idioms and relating to them, to growing and building our business, that have something to do with mental well-being, mental health, the mental aspects of us, because we bring all of us, or the more of us we bring to building and growing and supersizing our business, the more authentic we are, the more ourselves we are, the better example we set, the better we become, the better and easier it actually is to grow and build and supersize our business. At least that's my belief. I believe that we get to choose the business and create the business that we want if we believe we can, right? So our idiom today was seeing is believing. And I love that idiom. I think it's a great one, because it's so not true, because we all see things differently based on the filters of our past experiences, of our current thoughts, beliefs, feelings, prejudices, interactions, intentions, interpretations, and expectations for the future, right? Well, that's different for everybody. So if you have 5 or 10 people that witness the same thing, they may all have totally different versions of events, or versions of or narratives of what actually happened in a situation. It's just human nature. And so we have to take that into account and realize we're the exact same way. We have all these filters. And so what we will even allow ourselves to see, or what we will notice and pay attention to, is going to be different than what even someone in our own family or our coworker sees or pays attention to or notices or remembers. I learned that one in my marriage. I would say something or communicate with my ex-husband, and he would hear a totally different thing than I actually said. And that was probably one of the biggest stumbling blocks and roadblocks in our marriage, was our inability to understand one another and communicate in a way that worked for both of us. So that's it. That's what I've got today. Hanging out with my granddaughters, getting ready for a trip at the end of this month. The whole end of this month, I'm traveling again, and it just came up. So I am trying to structure some things and get some things in place to make that a little less complicated and more convenient when it comes to producing content, etc. Last time I was traveling, the end of last year, I killed my ring light, things like that. So I'm trying to prepare and be a little more careful this time. I think I might order a ring light and just send it ahead to my destination, so I don't have to worry about messing around with the setup that I've got here. We'll see. I haven't decided yet. I still have a couple weeks to figure it all out. If I can help you in any way, ask. If you'd like to know the process for changing a belief, and we can use it to change pretty much anything. It's a change process, which we need processes and frameworks and things that we have in our own personal toolbox and arsenal to make our lives work and to make them easier, right? I learned a long time ago that struggling, hustling, freaking out, being frustrated, those things are all optional. We don't think they're optional when we're experiencing them, but when we step back and look at them, we're like, oh my gosh, I can actually choose a different thought, choose a different belief, choose a different feeling, choose a different way of responding, and set things up so that my life doesn't feel so freaking crazy and chaotic and out of control sometimes. And as I apply those things and continue to for the rest of my life, I think my life gets easier and better and actually a whole lot more fun than it has been at sometimes in the past. All right, have an awesome day. If I can help you in any way, hit me up. Otherwise, I'll be with you tomorrow.